So for those of you that don't know, I am a mom of two. I have a son that is turning 3 next week and a daughter that is a year and a half. And so I was just reflecting on my 3 years of motherhood coming up. Because, you know, with your first child, it is their birthday, but it's also the day, like, you remember just becoming a first-time mom. And so I was just thinking how, like, I remember when I first had him, I would see seasoned moms on social media and be like, wow, how are they doing all that? Like, I can barely even take a shower. Like, I just don't understand. Like, how do they have the energy to do everything that they're doing in life with 2, 3, 4 kids and more? And now that I have been a mom for 3 years and I have 2 kids, I realized that your capacity and your strength as a mom grows so much in comparison to that first time you bring your baby home. And we cannot compare like that first week and judge that as how we're going to be as a mom at all, because I am a totally different woman. I'm a totally different person from just 3 years ago. And what I've learned is that I wouldn't say it necessarily gets easier. I think certain aspects might go away. Like, for example, the sleepless nights of the newborn stage goes away. Breastfeeding and pumping goes away. Those are the hard parts, right? Of like postpartum, or just the physical parts, I guess, because there's other mental parts during that time that I'm not going to touch on today. But I'm just talking about the physical tasks and stuff like that, and the sacrifices that you realize it really takes to become a mom, like the daily physical activities. And so those things from the newborn stage go away, right? But then the next transition, when they're toddlers, there's going to be, you know, something else. The sleepless nights go away, but now your days are busier. Like, you have to do things while you're tired. You have to do other things while taking care of your children, even if you don't feel like it. Like, you learn to literally bypass how you feel and bypass just being tired, and just learning how to discipline yourself. So I would say, like, the biggest takeaway of becoming a mom is how disciplined it really makes you, because no matter how tired you are, no matter how you slept that night, no matter what, like, you have to wake up and do it. Like, you have to wake up and make them breakfast and get them dressed and make dinner and go to the grocery store and do any other errands. Take them out even when you necessarily want to, like, stay at home all day, but they're getting antsy in the house. You have to force yourself to get out of the house, like, literally every single day. And so I realized, like, wow, like, how much time you actually waste when you don't have kids. And I've just learned so much how to utilize this time that I do have while I'm with them, while I'm not with them. And, you know, I'm not talking about being overly exhausted and tired to the point where you're, like, delusional and, like, you know, you literally need sleep. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about not having a break from your kids. What I'm saying is that, like, no matter what, once you come back, you know, I have the evenings off. Like, they go to sleep at 7:30, 8 o'clock, so I have the whole evening. But as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's mom mode, you know? Even if you go on a little staycation somewhere or have the day off, and the kids are with somebody else, as soon as, you know, you get home, you're back on mom duties, like, right away, you know? And you just have to get right back into it. And so what I've learned is, like, your strength and your capacity grows so much. So it may not necessarily get easier, but your strength and your capacity for the daily task and the daily activities that you have to do with them and aside from them, you just continue to grow, and you're able to manage more and more things. And so I think that is such a beautiful thing that God has gifted us in motherhood, is that we have that capacity to manage multiple things, multiple children, a household, a husband, yourself, and things, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, you can do it all, but what I am saying is that there is a level of strength and capacity and growth where you can manage multiple things. And again, I'm not saying not to have a break. What I'm saying is that when you are on your day-to-day, just normal activities, being a mom, that's just what it is, you know? But if you are in the newness of postpartum, if you're, you know, just, it's your first year of having a baby, just know that little by little, you will grow to the capacity to every stage. And I'm not saying every day is easy. When you are growing and your capacity is growing, it's gonna hurt. You know, it's gonna not feel good. Think about when you go to the gym and your muscles are growing and you're trying to gain endurance and stuff like that. It hurts. It's painful. Like, you're tired, like, you know, but then little by little you keep going, you keep pushing yourself, and before you know it, what you know, exerted yourself in exercise or running or whatever it is before, you don't get that tired anymore. Like, you realize, like, oh, I can push myself more because I don't get as tired as I did before. You know, I can do a little bit more now. And that's pretty much how I would consider motherhood to be. Like, little by little you do more and you have more to manage, and there's days where you want to cry and it's hard and you feel like, I can't handle this, but then all of a sudden, by straining that muscle and just doing it, before you know it, you're like, wow. Like, I look back and I'm like, wow, there's so many things I thought I couldn't be able to do with children, and now I catch myself, I'm doing those things with my children around. And so don't limit yourself, don't limit your capacity and your strength in this motherhood journey, because little by little by little, every day that you just come and you show up, whether it's a hard day, whether it's an easier day, little by little, you're just building up your capacity and your strength to be able to handle all of the things that come with being a mom. And so, yeah, I would say, like, you know, I don't necessarily believe in, like, it gets easier. I just think your capacity and your strength grows as a mom to be able to handle more throughout your day with children. So far in the 3 years of being a mom, I think that each season is going to have, it's hard, and some things pass and go away, but then the new hard thing comes in the next season. So that's just something, once you learn to accept and you're not waiting for the hard thing to go away so the next season and the next transition can be better, you know, once you realize, like, no, each season of motherhood is going to have, there's amazing things, joyful things, always, every day. But there are those hard things that you're going to have to just handle and deal with in every single stage, in every single age. And so once you accept that, and accept that, like, you have to do things whether you're tired, you have to do things whether you don't feel like it, and you just, you know, push through and see it more as discipline versus like something that's restraining you or something that's too hard for you to do. This is growing my capacity, you know, to be able to withstand more things in the future, and that I'm going to have to be doing as a mom and as anything else. How you grow as a mom, and you grow with your idea of what you think you can do, and God shows you what your real capacity is. And yeah, so I just want to encourage any new mom out there that may be thinking, wow, how are they doing all of those things, and I can barely even, like, you know, brush my teeth with a newborn, or just continuing to compare your old life to the new life. Just know that, like, you will grow to your capacity, and you will also get used to your new life. And it's normal to think back to your old life. It's normal. I mean, I still think, like, not that I compare my old life anymore, because I even forget what that's like at this point, but, like, I of course miss certain aspects of when you don't have kids. You can just go wherever, whenever, by yourself. Like, you know, you don't have to worry about so many different factors. But at the end of the day, I'm not comparing it, which also makes it harder to adjust to the new lifestyle, you know. And so I would say, yeah, you're gonna grow, your strength is gonna grow, your capacity is gonna grow. Do not judge yourself in this early stages of motherhood and think that this is how you are gonna be as a mom, because trust me, you're gonna change, you're gonna grow. Every time that baby changes, you're gonna change and grow. So it's just a beautiful journey in that way. And you're gonna look back 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, multiple children added, and be like, wow, I gained so much strength. Like, my capacity has grown so much in these last few years. And yeah, just give yourself grace that first year, because you're adjusting to a new lifestyle. You've never done it before. And yeah, little by little, you will stop comparing your old life. You just have to get used to it, and eventually you will flourish, you will grow. And again, you will still have hard days. I still have hard days, but at the end of the day, I can still handle a lot more in my load of motherhood than I could on day one when my son was born. So I pray that God will give you the strength that you need. He will give you the wisdom that you need for every single day, for your children, with every single stage that you go through, for yourself personally, what you have to change and what you have to do for them as well in your daily activities and with each season.